nonetheless, I felt called to do this video while I have a chance, and I said to myself that I'm going through this right now, so why not make this video with as much time as I have for you all. So shout out to all my fellow twin flames out here. If at any point I sound kind of wobbly, it's because I am overcoming the sprayed skies and allergies, so excuse me you all when it comes to that. Okay, I have my little lozenge right here in my throat, in my mouth. So what is the dark night of the soul? What does it feel like? Okay, so let me just say from experience, on the surface level, before we go so super deep with this, let me explain the surface level to you all. Let me just make sure one thing real quick. Sure, my Bluetooth was off, you all. Okay, so let's just kind of talk about some of the things you may be experiencing or feeling from time to time. Okay, so sadness, isolation, confusion, anger is a big one, headaches, nausea, stalking. Okay, a lot of times, sometimes twin flames stalk each other during this time. They feel like a nudge and they feel led to kind of find out what the other person is doing, whether it's on the 3D or 5D for one. Okay, so I will definitely tell you all that this stage and this kind of like evolution process that you're going through as you feel yourself changing and, you know, shedding old skin, metaphorically and physically speaking, in more ways than one. What I think is the most helpful thing to understand is that, you know, this too shall pass. Okay, so however you feel right now, it's important to not absorb all the negative feelings. I think that having clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst, green fluorite, rainbow fluorite, some crystals, to name a few, I think are really, really good to have around you, if you don't already. The crystal that's helped me the most during that stage is, and when I feel like it's happening, or when it does happen, especially during separation for one, I would say is rose quartz. You know, I'm going to speak from personal experience. Rose quartz was a crystal that I feared because, like, in many ways, I kind of, the concept of love, I was never really warmed up to, even though I have, like, no real reason to not like it. I just think that the fantasy, the fairy tale, you know, for one, I don't even watch romantic movies. Before I met my twin, before I kind of got older, I just thought that the idea was stupid. Every single time I would see romantic films, I'd be like, oh, this is so corny. You know, that's not what happens in real life. And then, you know, you meet your twin flame, you know, and then you realize, oh shit, you know, there is some things about these romantic films that you actually do experience in real life, in real time. And it's pretty funny, actually, when you think about it. The idea of anything with love for me was like not really interesting, I would honestly say. And then it wasn't until certain things took place on my journey that I felt that I needed to definitely have some kind of release. I felt that a lot of times I wanted to cry, just cry, but I really wasn't sure how to really let it out. So purging. So obviously, yes, purging, shedding old beliefs. These are all common things that you will experience before, during, and after the dark night of the soul. Okay, so from personal experience, oh my God, sorry, this car, they went on the side and kind of plopped down because they didn't realize, this truck didn't realize there was a bunch of cars coming this way, and I could have beeped and told him, but it was too late. So from personal experience, this was something that I always wanted to one second, you all, one second. A lot of beeping, so I'll mute it for now. One second. And we're back. Okay, great. I can talk now again. So from my personal experience, when I felt that there was emotions or wounds that I needed to heal, that I really did not heal at all, like I just flat out did not heal it, didn't want to look at it. I knew that I needed something to kind of help me release the pain. That's like the best way I could describe it. I knew that I needed something to help me release the pain. So I was personally drawn to rose quartz crystal. That's what I was personally drawn to. Now, for others of you, it may be a fluorite, which, oh boy, let me tell you, the first separation I had, I used green fluorite. I found this amazing crystal. I still have it at this Egyptian store. And oh my goodness gracious, God, I was drawn. So before rose quartz, I was drawn to green fluorite during my first separation, my twin. And you know, I was really advanced. I mean, when it comes to crystals, I've always been quite advanced because I've always used them. So I'm not a beginner at any. Oh, my back. Nope, it ain't come back. Fuck. My back. All right, you all, I gotta move somewhere where there's more signal, okay? Such a big area. I'm gonna have to find somewhere there's better signal so this doesn't go in and out. I apologize, you all. 1 second here. It's very, like I told you all in my other videos, where I live is just every year it's just, oh, it's too much. So busy. Like it's not even just busy, it's overcrowded. And especially with the pandemic, I don't even want to be outside for this long either, because last time it was not good for my lungs, and I could, whatever they're spraying, I could literally feel it. So I was like, gotta stop doing that. So anyway, you all, let me continue here. If it's a little bit scratchy, I'll fix it after I make the video. So yeah, during my first separation, I was drawn to green fluorite, right? So the green fluorite was about, let's say, this big. It was a pretty big crystal, to be honest with you, now that I think about it, for like just fluorite, because I'm not really like, I don't really need it, but, and let me tell you, I was in the bathroom. I was literally in the bathroom with this fluorite, and this is what I tend to do. Maybe this could help you. I tend to have the crystals to my heart. If I feel like there's something emotional that I'm not really able to release properly, because I do have that issue, because I'm not really emotional as a person, to be honest with you. So naturally, when I do feel some kind of emotion, I'm kind of like, ugh, like, ew, what is that? You know, where my twin, oh boy, I don't think he has that problem. I have that problem. He don't have that problem. So I would use green fluorite, okay? And I would be in my bathroom crying, and I would have that piece of fluorite on my heart. And every single time I would place it on my heart, it would just come up, like everything the pain, able to release properly. So as time went along, I got into rose quartz. That was like last year. Yeah, last year. Because that was like the one crystal that I was like afraid of, was like the love crystal. I just was always afraid of that crystal. I know, shocking. So I was drawn to buy a piece of rose quartz, and that changed everything. Buying that rose quartz crystal for me changed everything. And I was able to not be afraid of emotions per se. I was able to not be afraid of what I feel, which I'm not used to. You know, I was never used to really feeling that. So now I am able to not be so hard on myself when I do feel some kind of way, when I am going through healing and stuff like that. So yeah, in a weird way, what I would say to you all is I would actually recommend any kind of crystal you feel drawn to. You know, ask the divine for your crystal. Because for me personally, it was green fluorite and rose quartz. Any other crystal that I really felt like I needed to have on me or use on me, I wasn't drawn to. So during the dark night of the soul, what you can expect to kind of identify where you're at on your journey with your connection is emotional turmoil. Quite frankly, I think emotional turmoil is one of the easiest things that you experience, that you feel during this time. Is a lot of times it's very easy to feel confused. It's very easy to feel isolated. It's very easy to feel like nobody's, you know, helping you, nobody's there for you. But that's not always the case. I mean, a lot of times, of course, there's at least one person that you could talk to about, maybe not the twin flame connection, but there's always going to be at least one person you can talk to that can help you. And it is very important to stay connected with those other people you love, other people that you trust. And if you want to talk about your connection, you can. I don't recommend it because people kind of get spooked out, and they put all these doubts in your mind, and they make you feel like you're crazy. So if you're new to the journey and, you know, you're looking into this stuff, I would definitely say, you know, don't feel led to share really anything with anybody else except fellow twin flames, because, you know, the real twin flames will understand. They will not judge you. They will not make you feel like you're crazy, okay? But people who have never experienced what you've experienced would know nothing about that. You know, simply put, they would know nothing about that. So definitely try to get, you know, connected to forums. There's different apps all over the web, like Quora and Reddit. Even Reddit, has some really good twin flame forums and blogs and vlogs. Websites, twin flame websites will help you. And, you know, don't be shy, you know, during this difficult time. Don't be shy to let it out. You really may do that, which is very scary for a lot of people, but you know, it happens a lot of the time. It does happen a lot of the time. So definitely my word of advice is definitely take it easy. I'm back. Wow, these solar flares are so bad. The solar flares are I'm recording this in 2021, you all. If anybody at a different later date is watching this video, I'm recording this video in the thick of freaking this pandemic. Third, fourth wave. I have no idea at this point. We're probably in like the third or fourth wave. The solar flares are so bad that my phone overheated and it's raining. Like, how does that make any sense, bro? Like, it's so bad that my phone is overheated. I'm like, are you for real? It's raining. it's raining, and my case is so thin. I have this 24K gold anti-radiation protection sticker at the back of my phone case, and it still messed it up. Can you believe that? That's how hot it is. That's how hot it is, you all. It's ridiculous. So back to what I was saying, you all. So most definitely during this time, what you will experience is a lot of fluctuation, okay? Maybe kind of sit in it longer, sit in what you're experiencing longer, and kind of, keep a low profile, then that's a good idea as well. But then there's other ways, where you could just do the shadow work, do the inner work, just doing the work, and hope that, that will kind of take you out quicker and swiftly. But honestly, I think it depends upon your situation, your circumstance, like if you don't feel 100% with, reaching out to your twin or doing normal things you would normally do, exercise can help as well. Exercise can definitely help you. Meditation, absolutely. Meditation is a big one, especially if it's like a meditation where you're connecting with your twin as well. If you do feel like that loneliness, I do recommend that as well. I mean, it can kind of make you feel a little bit obsessed, but you're gonna have to kind of curate it. If you want to do just more of meditation for yourself, that's fine. Or you could also choose to do a meditation to focus on connecting back with your twin, which is very complex, can be very painful, and that's kind of the gist of what you feel is pain. That's really what you'll feel a lot of the times, is just pure pain, and you kind of have to just allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. That's why I'm talking a lot about purging and letting your emotions flow and not getting so caught up on being perfect or achieving anything in specific, but letting yourself just be is, I think, very important. So a lot of the symptoms, a lot of things you'll experience is like outer body experiences. Astral projection, I think, happens a lot as well. Telepathy is heightened. I definitely find that during the dark night of the soul, telepathic experiences, telepathy, telepathic touch, sensory feelings is extremely common. Like, it's very, very common. So, if you feel like I would even say hearing things or picking up things or sensing things, that is natural. You know what I'm saying? That is actually pretty natural. At first you may kind of question, like, what's going on? Am I crazy? But let me make this very clear. Everything that you're experiencing during this time is pretty normal. Like, it's normal, and it's not weird or anything like that. But you do have to just kind of be aware that you're going to fluctuate. Some days you're going to feel better than other days. Some days you're going to feel on top of the world, and then, oh my God, 1 second, you all. This person just totally messed up their car. I wish I got that on camera. I don't even know what that was. Yeah, like I said, you all. So if you're watching, in a different year, you're gonna, just in this short video, you're gonna see how crazy everything is, because it is really crazy. That person, I thought their car was gonna flip on this other car. I swear, you all, there's lightning, there's everything in my area. I'm telling y'all, it's like a spiritual warfare, bro. Like, everything is just berserk where I live. I swear. I mean, it's a popular area, but man, it's pretty crazy. So definitely get yourself some protective crystals. I would definitely recommend that as well. Definitely protect your energy and as much as you can, because let me tell you, when you're going through the dark night of the soul, just like that car, how that car flipped, that's how you may feel, like you're going out of control. you may feel like you're flipping out of control, but the reality is that you have to remember that you have to remember and remind yourself that you are in control of everything in your reality, right? That's what I want to tell you with that note. So if you ever feel discouraged, don't feel discouraged, be positive, make yourself feel good. And, just be aware that things are going to happen that maybe you're not really happy about, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like the distance between your twin and all that. But honestly speaking, I would just say give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. Give your twin flame some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. So those are definitely some things that you will experience or have experienced already. But I would definitely recommend for you to find a way to like find an outlet, is my advice for you all, is to find an outlet on how you can release tension, anger, strife, being upset, being angry, like anything like that. Definitely find healthy ways to release any of that in a healthy, productive manner, because when you get control and you don't let things control you, but you get control first of it, it will not have such a hold on you. And to remember that communication will occur again, that union will occur again, to remember that things will be better. Okay, so it's just like a phase. Like right now, what you're experiencing may be horrible, but it's not going to last forever, okay? It's not going to last forever, and to be mindful of that. So, whenever you need your twin, whenever you need your twin, like, they will be there. They will be there for you. Maybe not physically, but they will be there, okay? And to hold on to that and to not let that go, and to not question that, to not doubt that, because the second that you overthink and you overdoubt everything is when, you could feel kind of like depressed or sad. And I don't want any of you to go through that. I mean, no matter how bad I felt, I always tried to transmute that negative energy. I tried to make myself feel positive. Like no matter how bad I felt or would feel, I've always tried to make myself feel happier, at all times. Like, focusing on being happy, focusing on being healthy is like very, very, very important. So, it is very important to not make yourself feel less than. It is very important to not make yourself feel like you are, not doing enough. I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. I apologize, you all. There's something weird going on in the air. I wasn't even telling the person to go, and that person just went. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Chaos. That's what's going on. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course you want to have X, Y, and Z. Of course you want to have X, Y, and Z with your twin. But what you have to understand is that you're growing. Just as much as you're growing, your twin is also growing as well. You both are growing. You both are going through your own things. You see what I'm saying? So don't feel for any moment that you're not doing your best, okay? That you're not doing your best, because you absolutely am. And I'm probably going to come back and do another Dark Night of the Soul video, because I feel led to. And whatever is going on in the sky is obviously affecting everything else, because things are just weird. Like I've like I said, I've stepped out of my house for not even 7 minutes, and everything is just ridiculous. I can't even explain it, you all. One second. Explain it. It's just the strangest thing. So I would definitely sum it up in a nutshell as metamorphosis. You're going through a metamorphosis. You're going through a purging period. There's obviously some things that you have to deal with that maybe you don't want to deal with, you don't want to confront. But during this time, you're going to have to confront it. You're going to have to confront it head on. There's really no escaping it. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to have to be open to what the universe is trying to show you, trying to signal to you, and what the universe is trying to help you with. So, the reality is that if you don't allow things to happen naturally, then you're not going to be able to really ascend in a way out of that. Like, you're kind of going to be like on a loop. There could also be some karmic stuff going on. I mean, a lot of times during that time, either you or your twin is going through some karmic cycles, maybe even karmic partners, could even be karmic partners, which, you know, hopefully not, but you know, that can happen sometimes, either in separation or during the dark night of the soul. So you know what, you're really gonna have to like choose. You're really gonna have to choose you know, how you want to go about it. And I think you have to be conscious and aware of it, which is very hard. So if you came across this video, then you obviously are aware that you are going through this. But you know, a lot of people sometimes they don't really realize, like, you know, they don't really see like, oh my God, you know, I think I'm in a dark night of the soul right now. I really think that I'm going through some kind of shift right now. You know, a lot of times we're actually not even aware of that until like we have some kind of major shakeup. So what you don't want to do is kind of force the universe to kind of shake you up, because if the universe has to shake you up at that point, it's going to be a lot worse. It's going to be a lot harsher. So what you want to do most of the time is try to have yourself in a state where you're open to change. You're open to growing. You're open to expanding your mind. Because if you're not, then you're going to feel like you're kind of like set back. You're going to feel like angry. You're going to feel like, why me? Why me? You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get in a situation or circumstance where you're questioning, why me, and you're going deeper in negative thoughts, and you know, you don't want to go through that. So I would definitely say that to kind of curve over that in a way is to just allow things to unfold naturally. Don't try at this time. I would even say don't try to like force communication with your twin. You see what I'm saying? If the communication with your twin is not happening, it's not happening. You know, simple. If you're not getting a response back, you know, don't beat yourself up over it, because like I said, trying to force certain things to happen, trying to force communication to happen, trying to force union to happen is not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. So what you have to literally do is get in a state where you're not being pushed around by the current. You're not feeling overwhelmed, which is very easy to feel. I've felt that before. Like you're overwhelmed. You know, you all these things you got to do are swimming and swashing and sloshing in your head, and you're like, oh my God, you know, how am I gotta work on this, I gotta communicate this, and honestly speaking, at that point you're just not balanced. You know what I'm saying? At that point you have to just simply realize that you're not balanced, that you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You have to kind of get back in balance. So it's really like it ebb and flows. You know, there's some seasons of this, and there's some parts of this phase where, you know, you can kind of just chill and, you know, maybe kind of, you know, step back from other people, other things that kind of distract you, and really focus on yourself. And then there may be other times where you're going to have to really kick it up a couple notches, you know, go to, you know, spiritual battle, spiritual warfare. There may be other times where you literally have to like fight back. You know, it's weird. Like there may be times where you can kind of chill and sit and lay back, and maybe other times where you kind of have to just, you know, go for it, kind of throw yourself into the process and not resist what's going on. Because if you're resisting what's going on, it's not going to help the inevitable. Like the inevitable is happening. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going to make you feel way better, is if you kind of recognize that, you know what, like I'm in this right now, you know, I can't get rid of the connection, you know. And that's another thing, you know, don't try to cord cut. Okay, don't try to cord cut or anything like that. It's not gonna work. Okay, cord cut, anything like that, it's just not gonna work. Okay, so don't even try, like, because what you're going to find is that it's not going to work, and you're going to be angry as to why the cord cutting, etc., did not work. You're going to be angry that, oh my God, like I tried this but it didn't work. So most definitely I would say just don't try to do anything that's going to harm your twin or harm yourself. You don't want to harm yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself, because remember, if you hurt your twin, you're hurting yourself, right? So if your twin is doing things to hurt you, you're going to feel that. You do feel that. You're going to acknowledge that. But guess what? That's not on you. That's on them. The universe will handle your twin accordingly. If you're not doing anything to hurt them and be malicious, but they're doing things to hurt you, that's going to be on them. It's not going to be on you, okay? So just be aware of that. Like, just honestly be aware of how easy it is to fall into these mental traps and these mind games. Like, it is very easy to fall for the okie doke, as I call it, but you have to really be above that. You have to be like way above that, because if you're not, then you're gonna just be angry like all the time, or you're gonna be sad all the time, or very overly emotional. Like, there's a lot of variations of what you're gonna feel. You see what I'm saying? So it's best to just be calm. It's best to be neutral. It's best to be respectful of your twin, and have your twin be respectful of your space, of your growth, of your evolution. Because if there's any kind of interference in that time period, I feel like it's just violent. Like, I definitely think that if there's any kind of like interference in that way, that it does get quite violent. You know what I'm saying? So in actuality, what you have to do is let things play out. And I know it's a lot easier said than done. It's a lot easier said than done. But what you have to do is let things play out and focus on your well-being. Because if you're focusing on their well-being, how can you focus on yours? You see what I'm saying? If you're focused on what they got going on, how can you really focus on where you're at right now, what you got going on? You see what I'm saying? So just allow things to happen. Just allow yourself to be, and don't feel some kind of way, is what I would say. You know what I'm saying? Don't allow yourself to feel like over neglect or loneliness, because these are all illusions. You know what I'm saying? It's really like an illusionary state. If you wanted to, you could fantasize and kind of like manifest and imagine your twin being right next to you. You see what I'm saying? You can kind of play the heat, you all. These solar flares are coming in intense, boy. Intense. You hear me? Every couple of seconds it's another solar flare. Like, it's really ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous at this point. And it keeps happening over and over and over again. Why do people keep looking at me? I know I'm a goddess. Yes, I know. I'm actually a goddess of Pluto, if you didn't know, you all. Yeah. But yeah, so back to what I was talking about, okay? Because the solar flare came in again and knocked out my phone. I'm like, whoo, what's going on up there? You see what I'm saying? What is going on? Okay. So I'm sorry, y'all. It's just funny. So yes. So what you have to understand is that if you wanted to manifest your twin right here next to you, you could do that. Okay, you could kind of play games in your mind and kind of like make believe it and manifest it, and you never know. So union will happen. That's what the bottom line. After all is said and done, union will happen. Okay, when you're going through the dark night of the soul, that is the part they want you to forget. But you need to remember. You need to remember who you are. You need to remember the connection. You need to go back and recollect your thoughts and say, okay, what happened last separation? What happened last time? Because it's a pattern. It's a phase. It's a pattern. It's a metamorphosis. It's a season, if you will. You see what I'm saying? So when you let your mind know that. You don't get caught up in that. You see what I'm saying? You don't let it sidetrack you. Because it can very easily. Yes, it can. You can get in full-fledged doubt that, oh, it's never going to happen. We're never going to have union. It's never going to happen. But you can't think like that, because that's what the enemy wants you to think. You see what I'm saying? So you got to really think above that. You really have to go beyond that, okay? And keep yourself in a vibration of love. Keep yourself in a vibration of positivity. Keep yourself in a vibration of awareness and enlightenment. That is the most critical thing, is allowing yourself to obtain the knowledge you need. Books, courses, videos, you name it. You name it. You're going to have to do some research, okay? You know, video, thank God for YouTube. Seriously, with the twin flame journey, thank God for YouTube. My God. Thank God. But you can even go deeper and understand that within yourself. There could be unlocked knowledge within yourself that you don't even have yet. You see what I'm saying? That you need to also unlock, regardless of everything else outside. It's a inner wisdom. It's an inner understanding. Okay? So that's what you have to do. That's what you must do. So union will happen. Okay? I love you all. If there's any other things I want to talk about with this topic, I will update you all. Make sure you subscribe.